And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Exalted Scarfcast. Or on number what? 24 now?
Something
And
like that.
jeez. I leave this whole podcast thing for what? 2 weeks now and everything's gone straight to hell.
Yeah, well,
Even in
isn't
the
that the?
Suez Canal.
It is true. It's true. Um, it has been an interesting time for us all.
All right. Well, as long as we don't have as many gaps as the presidential uh uh what was that press conference, I think we'll be fine this time.
Maybe will, maybe won't. Who knows? Maybe God will determine us all. Blah blah blah. Maybe we will be destroyed by His wrathful vengeance and be torn apart asunder.
But yeah. So should we start with the Lindsay Ellis thing, or should I get the elephant out of the room first? Since we're currently
Get the
using,
elephant out of the room first.
yeah, in order to communicate with my friend here, I am using Discord, and currently there's been quite a scare going on that Discord might be sold to Microsoft. At least
Oh
that's
yeah.
what I heard.
So from what I heard, that it might happen, it might not. We don't know yet. There was fear that it did happen, but apparently that was just a hoax.
Yeah, all I heard is that they were in talks. I didn't hear that they were selling yet.
Look, it hasn't been confirmed, and frankly, there's such a huge a lot of people still have Skype fresh in their mind.
Yeah, we all remember when Skype turned into Mixer.
Yeah, at this point, so a lot of people rather it not. So far, we are using Discord, but I don't think there's such a huge backlash that we really have to worry about it too much yet.
Yeah,
But we'll talk about it as it goes on. But right now, that's pretty much it.
yeah. So relax, guys. We're still in the game. In fact,
Uh huh.
Discord's usually used for games, and in fact, if Discord goes bad, I mean, there's still other things we can use. I mean, there's been plenty of other things that were used for games as well. I mean, TeamSpeak and everything.
Oh yeah. But it is. We're just gonna have to see where it goes because right now there's only been talks, rumors, and honestly, who knows? I probably would not get rid of Discord myself because it does make some decent money here, but who knows? Right now, it has a very active user base and everything else. So, honestly, what I imagine might happen is that Discord might shift into more game service type stuff, but hopefully, we'll see. I really don't want this to end up being another mixer or anything else.
Yeah, neither do I. I like using this thing.
So, but since we don't really have much stuff on that, I guess we'll talk about the Lindsay Ellis stuff because my God, I did end up in a Twitter fight about that today.
Whoa. Oh, jeez. This is the first I've heard of this, so you continue on.
So, was the first time you heard about this today, actually, or was it from me?
I, I think. Well, as to what happened, I heard it just now from you, but it's like I heard some rumor that okay, something's happening with Lindsay Ellis again. I don't know
Okay.
what. Maybe it
Uh,
has something to do with her Twitter account.
yeah, it's her Twitter account. I'll give you the story. So she was talking about Soul and Raya is and the Last Dragon. Okay, now Now I will read her tweet about Soul on air right now.
All right.
This is the words of Lindsay Ellis. Okay. All
Oh
right.
dear.
Finally got around to watching Soul, and woof, that ending. Yeah, I get it, it's an allegory, but the central conceit does require romanticization, the souls of the unborn, in a way that just doesn't make sense to me. Finally, A Pixar film for the pro-life crowd.
What?
Yeah,
Read that. You know what? Don't even read that again. I'll look for it. Pro
I'll
life crowd.
dude, I'll post it. I have the image. I'll post it in the fucking general. I'll
This is something
I'll
I gotta
message,
see to believe.
I'll message it to you. Give me 1 second here. Da, da, da. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Blah blah blah. Here we go. Here's the screen cap.
All right. Well, shit.
But that wasn't the tweet that actually got her in trouble, it seems. But you would think.
Yeah.
I'll show you the tweet that got her in trouble. It's not that great, actually.
So, I mean, I've only been mildly pro-choice. With the caveat that abortion should be treated as that big red button that you don't want to push until you have to. That's about it. But holy shit, man.
Yeah. Um. I I'll tell you this, dude. Like it's. Let me explain what the whole deal was that happened exactly and go on to it. So the Rhea stuff, she got accused of, you know, slightly Asian phobic comments because she was comparing Avatar: The Last Airbender and Ryan the Last Dragon.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling this one up now.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. I don't think it's as necessarily unfair. If she's going to get canceled for anything, this is like the least problematic thing. The least problematic thing she did. I actually found another tweet of hers that's actually worse.
What is going on? What is going on with the former that guy with the glasses crowd? I thought we were done with this, like after the change of channel debacle.
Oh, dude. Well, look, man. Look. I'm just gonna, you know, Mike, you have to understand, my Scarfy, my good friend Scarfy. You have to understand. Uh, it always things are just always going to be worse because again, I have more good ones right here for you. These ones she wasn't canceled for, but they're terrible. These are terrible.
If this is the rap music video she made, I am not pulling that up.
I already did today on my Twitter, and I'll talk about that later.
Oh, damn. Oh, see, no.
Yeah, apparently trans men are treated as badly as women.
Well,
And I'm sorry, I've seen so many people shit on trans men. Like,
yeah, they do, actually.
so look, if you're a trans man in the audience, let me put it this way: you're cool. Like, nobody should shit on you for whatever. But God, like, yeah, no, right? Like, okay, I'll read this
I
one
mean, I'm
out.
not gonna fault you for turning into your true form there, guys and
Yeah.
girls.
Yep.
Whether you.
Okay. Here's what she said. Yep. As a cis woman, I am allowed much less good faith than my cis male colleagues. And not gonna lie, seeing how they are treated versus me play out on social still bugs the shit out of me. But trans women get even less, both from their own community And from outside of it, your cis male colleagues, right? I feel like trans men, and this is just a comment that she got. I feel like trans men do not get good faith either when they're allowed in at all. Honestly, no. Anecdotally, the trans men I've known who transitioned public eye got way less harassment after they transitioned. So, men, misogyny.
Oh, jeez.
What?
I think what we're witnessing is a whole microcosm of all these very uptight, angry, like pro women feminists losing their minds over men transitioning into women.
I don't know, man. Look, this is almost. I would call this almost turf level excuse.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, that's just what I. This is just like, Lindsay, I know you're like anti turf, but this is like skirting that line. Yeah, yeah, you gotta stop skirting that line. Or else, one day you're just gonna wake up and be like, trans women have it better than I do. Or some weird shit like that, honestly. And you shouldn't go that far. But anyway, here's the story of what happened. So Lindsay made this comment about these Disney movies, blah blah blah, and she
Yeah.
got shat on. Now she did try to apologize, and I'll explain the apology. She said she could, through a slanted eye, see where they're kind of coming from, and then she was criticized for that because she said slanted.
Oh dear.
Because Asians get look. I'm sorry, but that's literally what happened today. So she ended up being chased off of Twitter, and she deactivated her account today.
Yeah, I could imagine.
So
People have been harassed
honestly,
off of Twitter for less.
uh, sometimes honestly, I think it's a big nothing burger, and she'll probably come back. She has done worse before, honestly. Like what her comments, I've seen plenty of people make comparisons with Raya and Avatar: Last Airbender. It's not unusual, but I don't know what happened, but she ended up getting shit on for it today.
Uh,
So, look, man, I it's one of those things of I'm not the biggest fan of Lindsay Ellis, but yeah, I don't want to like be like, oh no, she should stay off of Twitter forever. We need to deplatform her. Like, I'm not about that shit.
yeah, I think this is
She made
just
a dumb comment. I'll make fun of her for it.
this is just
It'll be
her being stupid, guys. I don't
look,
think she's bigoted. I think she's just being stupid right now.
look. I think she did something stupid, and that's it. So it is what it is. We don't have to worry about like, oh, she's terrible. Like unless she did something really illegal. I mean, she has been arrested before. You can
Yes,
look
she has.
at you can look at what she did of drunken indecency of all the things.
Drunken indecency, drunken driving.
Oh, alcoholism. You're
Lindsay, you're
wonderful.
such a sweetheart.
I know, right? Um,
I mean,
joke.
I don't think this is on the like tie you to the radiator levels that Spooty did.
Um, the radiator stuff was weird, but
It
Spoonie was in a weird dark place.
Yeah, Spoonie was just being stupid, and they
Yeah.
all get stupid sometimes.
Look, he was just depressed.
Yeah,
You know, we kind of know that now, but whatever. Spoonie got called out on it, and at this point, like that's old news. Jokes
Davis.
aside, if we're gonna talk about you know, fuck. Um,
What, the channel awesome guys?
well, if we're gonna talk about this, I might as well talk about my fight today I had
Oh dear.
over. This is a dumb fight. It's definitely dumber than the goal. It's less dumb than the Golem fight because I was actually able to have a conversation after. But I'll tell you about.
The fact that we have to say that we had a golem fight.
I man, I don't know who that. I ran into that motherfucker once before. He made some stupid comment then, and I was like, I can't believe I had a fucking golem fight over something so dumb. Like, because it's like this. I was just trying to say that, like, never mind. Look, we had the golem fight. That's over. We're gonna move on from the golem fight. That is my least. I mean, I got blocked by somebody who, so like that's great. So probably was afraid that I would cancel him. Ah, good times, good times, good times.
Yeah, except you're
But
you're not that kind of a person.
look, 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 look. Oh, damn it! He still locked his account. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But
Yeah, I just love the part that he where he said it's like somewhere along that string of tweets he says like, "Well, I don't want to be part of somebody's YouTube video or something." It's like, dude, too late. We were covering you live.
as you were going along, it's sad. It's true.
I mean,
I
it almost makes me want to have a Twitter account just to respond to him. But then again, it's like I
uh,
don't want a Twitter account because it's like hell over there.
dude, he locked his account at this point, so don't worry about it. Technically, the Twitter I run is for this channel. Technically,
Yeah, effective. Well, it's for the Exalted Speed, which I am still working on the videos of.
we're still look. We already got the Flash Barry Allen one out, so
Yeah,
whatever.
WandaVision's got to come next.
Oh, good time, good time. Yay! Might do. Might be a good idea to do the Winter Soldier this weekend or talk about it.
All right.
Maybe. I'll think about it. Since that's up coming, we
So, what
might
was
do
your
something.
Twitter argument this time?
Oh, okay. So I posted the rape rap. I was
The
able
what?
to find a. So okay. So I personally thought that why Lindsay was canceled today was a big nothing burger because she's technically done worse.
Yeah,
You
she
know,
has.
like I'm not gonna say. And here's the thing: my opinion is that she shouldn't get canceled for the shit. She did stupid shit like anyone else. I'm not gonna be like, guys, we need to fuck over her career and career prospects. Go. Like, no, I'm not.
Which is a dick move, anyways.
Yeah, like I'm not that type of guy. I personally think that's wrong, and you shouldn't do that shit. Like, make fun of them, talk about them, do that shit, but don't try to move them off platforms. You know,
Oh, by the way, for everyone who is on Twitter, as soon as you say as a cis anything, just stop.
I
Everything
think,
that comes after that is going to be used against you.
dude, like I think it's just as in anything. Look, Mike, as an attack helicopter, I feel like movies don't portray us well. You see, sometimes I feel like we just get blown up so often when we're really effective attackers.
Yeah, just look at Blue Thunder.
I know, right? The best representation of our, like, honestly, dude. My point being here is that you don't say that shit. You gotta be careful of that unless, like, you're speaking. I feel like you should probably say that at if you're like speaking. Look, I'm a Jewish dude. This is my opinion on the situation. With
Mm-hmm.
if it relates to Jewish issues, I'll give that type of statement. But like as a straight cis white male, like that doesn't help me. It basically says, oh wow, you don't like a lot of people assume. Like I remember I got into one fight on Twitter when somebody was like, man, you have no idea what it's like to be prejudiced against. You
Really?
don't know. Yeah, my synagogue was literally vandalized with Nazi symbols.
Yeah.
That's nice to see. Let me tell you. Uh, like, I hate being this dude, but like, uh, hell, dad told me I had family in the Holocaust. I like living family. Maybe not anymore, but I have to check in on them. But
Yeah, and
um,
technically my family was imported into America, not immigrated.
yeah. So I'm just saying. Yeah, no. Like, look, look. I will say I probably don't get as worse as some people. I don't, but I do get some of it. It's terrible. It's awful. But that doesn't mean you should judge me and that all that shit. You have to be careful with that shit. And I actually told off the person of like, you don't know me. And I don't make my identity obvious on social media unless I feel like it. I don't. It's not who I am. You know? Hey guys, I'm Jewish. Every tweet. Jesus Christ, I don't have to. I
Yet
don't
no one should
feel
have to, actually.
I don't feel like I should post my identity on shit. It's not important, honestly. My ideas live and die by whatever. So, fine. I'll try to articulate myself well, but going back, Lindsay Ellis made some dumb comments, but I posted the rape rap, and my opinion was basically this: she did worse. Shouldn't get canceled. Then I thought I was dealing with Lindsay Ellis stan, and he thought I was trying to cancel her when I was just kind of like making a joke of, oh god, she did so much worse, guys. Come on. I wasn't trying to pile on her. I was just saying, this is a nothing burger. So I ended up in like an argument for a couple hours with this dude, trying to be like, sir, uh, you're really barking up the wrong tree here. Um, and and the guy writes books. Actually, I had to look up him, and I basically had to tell him, I, I, what are you even on? And he eventually stopped up and was like, oh, oh, and he didn't realize how chill my Twitter kind of is. Like, I made fun of the Game Grumps guy last week when the whole section stuff said. Even then, oh god, what happened with the Game Grumps guy is interesting.
Yeah.
Hello.
So, what happened with him then?
Oh, okay. So, Game Grumps is run by Ego Raptor, right?
Yeah.
He has a partner named Dan. Dan Avidan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Apparently, he likes sleeping with fans.
Well, that's bound to get him in trouble. But then again, rock stars have groupies all the time.
Pretty much. Apparently, the guy's like close to 40.
I almost did a spit take there.
Yeah, so this guy is basically like having sex with like 20-year-olds and shit. Then ghosting them. The whole groupie bullshit. You know,
Well, as you do.
Now, apparently, for a while it was thought that he might have been grooming people, but he hadn't. Um,
I mean, they're
look,
not underage, technically. They're 20 years old.
admittedly, he did contact some fans when they were 17 and then slept with them later, but
Allegedly, alright.
yeah, allegedly, but it was
Or was
discovered
it
that
admitted? Was it
the
admitted?
one who, the one who came forward was later revealed to be 22 when it happened.
Alright.
So that's as far as I know with it. Ultimately, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It really isn't. Well, it's here's the thing. Dan should get criticized because that he's kind of being a dick there. Plus, honestly, portraying himself as this funny, like loser who's interested in sex. It's like, okay, dude, that's really pathetic. And like, I don't know. Like, honestly, he also just has like this whole thing of trying to portray himself as a nice guy, and that whole thing just is annoying. Honestly, not the dumbest thing I've seen, but it is what it is.
Hey, I watched Raging Golden Eagle. I've seen more pathetic stuff than that. And
It's
after the
true.
whole pro Jared thing, I mean, I'm not quite as trigger happy as before.
The Pro Jared thing, everybody was back.
Yeah. It's just that it was more complicated than I first thought.
It was always more complicated. What it should really be things. Don't try to have sex with your fans or do shit with them. Jesus, just don't. You'll get less trouble that way, or at the very least, just try to be careful of that shit.
Yeah, with the whole Me Too culture thing, it's like you don't want to be caught alone with your fans.
Yeah,
And yeah, there's jeez, I'm trying to remember. Wasn't there like something that was going on in the Destiny community around another dude who was going through a
well,
similar
okay.
situation?
Here's the problem. Uh, here's the problem. I don't know anything about Destiny as a whole. I'm just it's confusing.
Yeah, it's something I heard about happening within the Destiny community within gaming circles, where it's like there one like I think it was Say No to Rage. It's like a Twitch player called Say No to Rage, where apparently he was getting canceled just because he was cringily trying to ask women out for dates.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, if you sound creepy or like stalkerish when you're asking out for dates, yeah, you're probably gonna end up getting canceled. It's like,
yeah.
but
No
yeah,
problem.
some guys are like that. Some guys are just kind of like awkward around women.
Yeah. Hi, girl. You're so hot. Can I talk to you?
So,
What?
and guys, we've all kind of been there. Even I've been there in the way early years. But you'll grow out of it. I mean, you just need to have a well, I guess it's cliche to say a little bit more confidence than that.
Yeah, basically. Look, life is life, you know. We just have to do
I'm
what we can and blah blah blah.
I
But
I'm not one to give dating advice. Just when you're asking a girl out, just don't act like it's a big deal. Don't act like getting rejected is your biggest fear because let's face it, it's not the worst thing that can happen,
yeah,
especially these days. And you'll find you're young. You'll find many others.
look, life is life. You try. Anyway, like
But yeah,
look,
how about that Stan or Lindsay Ellis Stan? How's he doing?
oh, he's fine. I once I got talking to him and he realized that I wasn't trying to cancel her. He got over it. He apparently wasn't even a Lindsay Ellis stan. He was just looking for somebody who was piling onto her.
Yeah.
So and I was like, what, why are you doing this? Well, what did I, why, me? Why are we having this argument? He
What?
he was trying to make a point about how Twitter's not like the best place for discourse, but he was so bad articulating himself that I was like,
At least with this guy,
like
you can have a conversation. I mean, let's face it. Twitter is volatile. People will pile on at the slightest inclination. It's like a hair trigger.
yeah, basically. Look. Anyway, But not the weirdest thing I've seen this weekend. I decided to actually, so I'll tell you about this Twitter adventure because I discovered a terrible reviewer this weekend.
Oh, really? Do
A guy
tell.
called a guy called that anime snob.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, we could tell. I mean, I'm not gonna fault him from like joining or being inspired from that generation of YouTubers because that's kind of how I
Um,
kind of got inspired.
look. I'm not going to fault anyone for that guy with glasses. Honestly, my videos are a little that guy with glasses, but I'm not trying to put in skits in this like.
I mean, hell, my original title was gonna be that guy in the scarf.
Look, let's just admit we're all guilty. We'll
Yeah.
move on and just accept it. That anime snob. Okay, I tried watching his videos, and my god, if there's one man who's so bad at giving out info, it feels like at times he only read the Wikipedia summary.
I mean,
He,
yeah.
he's that. So he tried to do a Marvel comic highlights uh, series of videos,
Yeah.
and my God, it's bad. You want to know who he missed? Who he didn't talk about?
Is it a Gundam character?
This is Marvel comic.
Oh, Marvel comic. Oh, what do you feel to talk about? Ms. Marvel?
No, the Punisher. He skipped the Punisher and talking about highlights of the Marvel universe.
Oh, I thought it would have been something like much more ironic than that.
No, he actually mentioned Miss Marvel.
Yeah, it's like the one thing that's named after the universe.
Look, man, he did mention Captain Marvel to an extent. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but
But
here's
he
what
he missed the Punisher. It's like, yeah, Punisher's still kind of iconic within the Marvel universe.
it gets worse. He also missed the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, we know a friend who's got to be pissed off over that one.
Look, man, I've never seen some guy be so bad of just not even meant like the Incredible Hulk alone is like one of the things you should at least mention. Like there's Planet Hulk and the like there's so many good Hulk stories to talk about. He's not always the most iconic character ever, but you should talk about him.
Yeah.
At the very least, you got to give him a talk. The
He
Peter
was in the
David run,
movies. How do you miss
the
that?
the Professor Hulk stuff. Like he mentions the Hulk as part of the Avengers, but I don't do. Okay, let me tell you this: if I was going to talk about the Hulk, I never talk about him in terms of the Avengers ever.
Yeah.
Because guess what? The guy is not an iconic Avenger. He's only iconic in the movies. Um, okay, now people might be going, but he was a founder. And look, man, for the majority of the Hulk's existence, he was an Avenger for about 3 issues. And even then, that's stretching it. He might have been an Avenger for only 2 issues. After that, Captain America came in and he became part of the original iconic lineup. So it's hard to call the Hulk like, hey, I'm the Hulk. I'm an Avenger. It's like, no, you're not. You're lying. That's a lie. You know? So, again, you don't mention the Hulk. Okay, you mentioned him as part of the Avengers. You didn't even separate Thor and Iron Man out, who also. Oh, fuck, he forgot to mention Demon in the Bottle. The one where Iron Man discovers he's an alcoholic. That's such a major comic. Sorry, the more I think about it, the more just like, how the fuck do you miss this? How? Oh god. He also misses Daredevil. You know, the comic Frank Miller got his start on. One of the most important comics of all time.
Yeah, Razor Fist will be pissed.
I you according to him, he's just a darker Spider-Man, which
What?
and I've talked about this. I actually think Daredevil, Frank Miller on Daredevil is more important than Frank Miller on Batman. Some people might argue with that with me. And I say, fuck you, I'm right. But besides that, uh-huh, more important. Man, actually, that might be the video. Frank Miller on Batman, more important than Frank Miller on Daredevil, more important than Batman.
Well, at least we're still getting ideas.
Yeah, that might actually be a good video to talk about. It look, sometimes I have to come up with something clickbaity, and that's a perfectly good clickbait.
Yeah.
So, um, that might. Hey, Mike, I know what video we're making this week. I'm inspired, and that sounds awesome.
Here we go.
I know. Anyway, he misses Daredevil. Oh, and Conan the Barbarian, Howard the Duck, Tomb of Dracula, Man Thing. Man, he didn't even put in Giant Size Man Thing as a joke. One of the greatest jokes of Marvel. Oh, fuck, Luke Cage! He forgot to mention Luke Cage! The first solo African American superhero!
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I keep thinking of more things he forgets to mention as highlights. Jesus. Oh, fuck. He really should have just. Okay, he was mentioning X-Men events in that. And
well,
on some level, I have to say, just make it an X-Men video.
yeah. I mean,
Not what.
I I think I think if he were a certain demographic, he would just accuse you of gatekeeping. I mean, that's just what one of the things people do is like when you actually like correct them on so many things that they're getting wrong. Still there?
Yeah, no, I am. Somebody called me on Twitter to talk about something.
Well, this is still going on.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
So,
If anyone seeing this wants to like check out the shenanigans, you could just follow Exalted Speed on Twitter.
look, I do a lot of like weird
He's a comic book guy, so he'll stick mostly to that.
I talk mostly comic books and shit, but I do other pop culture things.
Anime and Gundam.
Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, so
But yeah, it's just. Uh, I mean, yeah, there are some people who tried to get into things and they don't really know, or they pretend to be the end all be all of all things, and they're really not. Sometimes, and that,
yeah.
jeez,
Hmm.
I'm trying not to call Razor out on the cyberpunk stuff, but
Dude, I'm willing to call out Razor out on occasion, believe me. I am definitely more willing to call him out on a bunch of shit, or as I like to call
I am reading "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep" and I do enjoy it, but
it.
as the face of the cyberpunk genre, really, leave it to Razor Fist to recommend book as the perfect cyberpunk book that has no cyber or punk in it.
Look, I'll say this: Android's Dream of Electric Sheep is a good stepping stone.
Yeah, it has more in common with other dystopian fiction. It has more in common with like say Harrison Bergeron or Brave New World or anything like that because it has that whole like society where it's conformity by society standards.
Yeah, no, again, it's very early stepping stone stuff and very important for later works, of course,
Yeah,
but it's not what you would consider emblematic or iconic of the genre, you
yeah,
know?
and it
Um,
and it's really more like detective story, which and the movie is more like film noir stuff.
well, it's like this. Like, I wouldn't necessarily, like, I will admit this. Like, I would not really, like, here's something I don't do. Like, while it's interesting, I never recommend Batman's first story you should read with him be the original comics from the 1940s. Like the first one, Detective Comics, because they were still working out what Batman was going to be. And honestly, it's better to maybe start with the first issue with Robin, or the first issue with his actual origin, which is not his first appearance. They don't tell his origin in the first issue. It only happened a couple issues later. So again, Batman was not Batman for a little while in the first year.
Yeah.
So I
Oh yeah, and if you don't think transhumanism is a big part of cyberpunk, try playing the actual tabletop RPG without getting like transhumanist upgrades and see how far you get.
um who says who the no transhumanism is built
Razor
into
said that in
cyberpunk.
a stream at one point. Probably one of his
Dude,
Twitch streams, which you probably can't
I
find
would
anymore.
argue transhumanism is one of the most important themes of cyberpunk.
It is the theme of cyberpunk. It is like I mean,
Um,
you're slowly losing your humanity in a slowly corporatized world of high tech worlds, and your
I
only way out of it is just like hacking your way out. That's where the punk part gets in.
yeah, no, like honestly, look, I enjoy Razor Fist sometimes, but I do feel like on some level he says shit and he builds up shit in his head that is kind of blatantly wrong. I'll admit that. Like,
But then again, this is the kind of guy who believes no other JRPGs exist outside of Breath of Fire.
god damn it. Look, as a JRPG fan, I'm like, look, I'm a fine. Look, I
I
like the
dare
Final
you to bring up Shin Megami Tensei in front of him.
Oh god damn it! If I could, I would. Like, dude, I'm a fan of that franchise. I know like literally every game that was on the PlayStation 2 for that. I have a plush of uh one of its iconic mascots dressed up as Raido Kuzunoa. Oh, Jack Frost. I have Jack Frost dressed up as Raido Kuzunoa plush next to my bed because I love that game series. Because fuck yeah, Shin Megami Tensei. I love that game. I also, oh boy, I also have like I said, I own every game for that series now, including Raito. I own it for uh Nocturne. I own the original Nocturne, and I own Persona 3, Persona 3 Fez, Persona 4. I own most of the PlayStation 2 series. Hell, I have Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2. I own all the Nintendo DS games. Like, yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of the game series. So, yeah, look, I don't think it would necessarily be his type of thing. Actually, you know what? Fuck. He would probably love Shin Megami Tensei 2. Um, that is a metal as fuck game.
Oh yeah.
But um where basically you start out as like a gladiator and then you fight off against God in the end, and one of your allies turns out to be Satan. It's great. I love it.
Typical of Japanese RPGs. It's like you end up fighting God.
That was one of the first games to do it, so yes.
Yeah, and every other game after that seems to follow that.
Uh the first game to do it was actually a game called Saga. Uh huh.
And I think one of the Final Fantasy games is like you end up fighting what God again, and then there was
Yeah.
like, do you do
Yeah.
you fight God in Chrono Trigger?
No. You actually fight what is more best described as Cthulhu.
Oh well, close enough.
Kind
In
of.
terms of power, well, God is probably a higher power level than Cthulhu because Cthulhu is technically just a much more advanced alien life form that it might as well be godlike.
Yeah. So the whole thing is in Chrono Trigger, the big plot twist is that the main villain is a being called Lavos, who is an alien creature who, like, settled here millions of years ago.
Yeah,
So again, different levels here, and honestly, even in Final Fantasy VII, and even in the Final Fantasy games, you don't fight God that often. You fight beings about that level, and sometimes summons, I guess, can count. Sometimes.
and I think in Earthbound you had to travel back in time to when the final villain was born in order to have a fighting chance against him. Fighting chance.
Uh huh. Yeah. True. 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 So my point being, with these characters, like with our JRPGs, is there are some, like, differences. Honestly, the game I'm excited for right now coming out is so I think, sorry, I'm just gonna look this up really quickly. I'm trying to remember its name up top of my head, but it's getting a remake on the Nintendo DS. Yes, found it. Ah, yeah. Saga Frontier is getting a remake, and I am so
Ooh,
fucking excited. Yeah,
Saga
you all know.
Frontier.
Yeah, do you know? Yeah, you remember that game?
Yeah, it
Okay,
takes me
here's the
way
good news.
back.
uh it's getting another plot line added to it that was unfinished in the original release.
Oh wow,
Yeah, you're gonna have another character,
because
and
that's
there's
what I
gonna be
remember
more
the game for. It's like it had like so many different plot lines.
yeah. No, so the thing with Saga Frontier is that you choose a main character and you go through each section.
Yeah.
So it's fun as hell. So and I like it a lot. But jokes aside, um, it's getting a remake and it's gonna get a lot of enhancements. I cannot wait.
Nice.
It reinserts a large amount of it, like, honestly, it's gonna be fun. It also includes fast mode, so you can speed through some things.
Nice.
Yes, I cannot wait. Um, I'm gonna get it as soon as I can. That looks like fun. It's coming out on PS4.
All right.
Uh, which Steam? Oh, and Steam, too, actually, and iOS. So hey, if you want a good JRPG, Saga Frontier is coming out soon.
That's good. That's good. I just
Yeah,
need time to actually play JRPGs again.
yeah, that is true. That
Oh
is
yeah,
true.
and before we end, I mean, let's address the other elephant in the room. Have you seen the
Uh,
Snyder cut yet?
I saw all 4 hours of it. Yes, twice.
So how was it? Was it better?
Okay, so I'm gonna say this: it's not the worst movie, nor is it the best movie. It's still highly flawed. But let me talk. Okay, I actually did a thread on it to talk about my opinion. So, okay, first of all, anybody who says Steppenwolf is a better villain, okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, Steppenwolf is still a weak villain. All my problems with the original are still there. Yes, we know his motive now in this version, but he still sucks. Because, like, guess what? Who is Steppenwolf the arch enemy of? Is it Wonder Woman? No. Superman? Batman? Cyborg? The Flash? Aquaman? There's no personal stakes with Steppenwolf. He's just the big bad to beat up. It's not like the first dude you'll want for Justice League. he might as well have just been a giant starfish alien. In fact, he should have been a giant starfish alien. I will say that. But there are a couple things that it does better. One, the story does make a little more sense. Two, it's more consistent.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Um, and Cyborg's story gets a little more expand upon stuff.
Does
He
he say
definitely is.
booyah?
He doesn't say booyah.
Damn.
Um, the weirdest moment is when they flash back and he's walking in Nazi Germany for some reason. Look, there's this whole weird thing with Cyborg and how he remembers stuff. Is that he often thinks of himself in the place, and he'll just be like a black dude in like, you know, like a Letterman jacket walking through shit, and then you suddenly Cyborg is just in the middle of a Nazi. It's weird. You should see it. I'll clip it to you later sometime. Or you
Okay, because that's something I gotta see. He's like, yeah, black man walking around Nazi Germany. I'm sure that's not gonna cause any problems.
again, it's like he's accessing memories and bullshit. Uh, yeah. So I'll tell, but yeah, okay. But yeah, so here's the problem. Here's my big problem with Snyder. Let's talk about his Superman version for a second. His Superman is just a plot point. My issue with this film is that I really wish he didn't kill off Superman in Batman v Superman. You wanna know why?
Why?
You don't get to, because this movie is about resurrecting him. You don't get to see him interact with the League at all. You don't really get the full camaraderie of the team.
Yeah, it's just
It blows, and
not
I could
not to
feel.
mention it kind of takes away the impact of Superman dying. I mean, if you ever gonna have like a doomsday movie, it's gonna have less of an impact.
Dude, I don't think they're ever going to do a Doomsday movie, but my whole point is that if you're going to do Superman dying, it should not be his second adventure. It should just not be. You save that for like a finale type thing. Because, look, I like the Death of Superman story ultimately at the end of the day because it ended up introducing more good elements to Superman than really taking away.
Not to mention a bunch of other Superman type characters. I mean, that's where we
Yeah,
had
like
Steel.
we got the modern Superman family because of that story. So honestly, I'm more grateful to it than hating it. I'm one of those fans who's like, "Hey guys, I know according to most people the death of Superman ruined comics, but to me, I think it actually enhanced comics." So whatever. Like honestly, it was better for Superman in the long run as a character. So, but you shouldn't do Death of Superman as like the second story with Superman because guess what? We don't know this version of Superman. It's not the story you want to do right off the bat. You gotta wait on that one. It's not something to just do at all. I wouldn't do it anymore, but that's just my opinion. Um, but
Does he still
also
have the weird lip thing from the CGIing out
no,
the mustache?
that's not that's not there.
All right.
I'll talk about this for 1 minute here. Um, I'll talk about this for 1 minute here, just because this is important. Um,
Yeah.
so with uh, here's okay. So let me point it out. A lot of people going, this is like the gritty, dark version of the Justice League, and how like, oh no, like they're violent and shit. Like this movie is goofy as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, this movie is a goofy fucking movie.
Not to mention each hero on the team has a different tone to them.
Well, even then, you know how like some people are going like Batman is so dark and shit. You wanna know what he acts like in this film? He acts like a born again Christian.
Well, that's kind of dark to some people.
No, it's like this. Hey, we gotta have faith. Like Batman in this movie is like friendship. If you replaced him with a My Little Pony character,
Except,
it would be about the same.
except
I'm
Batman's
kind of
not
joking
about
here.
faith. It's about he's about proof and
Well,
about justice.
I, honestly, I think it's not bad. I actually kind of am okay with it. I'm just thinking it's just kind of funny that people are like expecting this dark Frank Miller Batman who talks like this, and it's like, Alfred, we have to have faith. We have to believe in people. I'm going to save every. And it's like, oh my god, what? Has he just written Superman's character for Batman?
Exactly. I mean, that's something I would have expected out of Superman.
Yeah, a little bit. I just find it funny. Honestly, he ends up with. Yeah, it's probably like the closest we have to an actual Silver Age Batman in the modern day. I just find it funny. He has the backstory of like a dark, gritty Batman, and in this movie, he's like, "We have to have faith." I just find it funny.
At least make him the Adam West style Batman if you're gonna make him more upbeat.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Sometimes you just
So,
can't get rid of a bomb.
yeah, you know.
I mean, I would have loved to have seen him talk to the Flash like he's Robin. It's like, ah, Flash, old chum.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Oh, the Flash, old chum, like stuff like that. Erza Miller is I don't like him as the Flash, honestly. He would probably be the one I would replace. They're definitely going for quirky with him, and I'm not a fan. That's at least my opinion. But you know how it is. Um, but this, but besides that, yeah, no, look, it's a better movie overall. I would give it about like a 6.
I, I
Um,
I I think that's really about all we needed is like needed to know about it is like okay, it was only slightly improved with his cut. It was made
um,
more consistent. Still sucks, but now it sucks with exposition.
it sucks. And honestly, the worst thing about it is it's just long. It's 4 hours. It does not need to be 4 hours.
Well, that's because it's like here's what Warner Brothers was trying to do. They were trying to do the whole like Marvel Avengers things, but they didn't set up the backstories for all the heroes yet, so they had to cram it all into one movie.
That is fair. But one aspect about the film out of the gate is that all of the extra scenes are near the end. So, okay, I'm going to be honest. Do you all know when the Joker comes into that film if you're going to watch it for his performance?
When
The last 15 minutes.
almost not even worth it.
Like if you're going to want like if you're interested in like Jared Leto Joker to just see that train wreck, it's the last 15 minutes.
Okay,
Um
now it's definitely not worth it because you just said Jared Leto Joker.
I know. Um, it
Yeah,
gets
I'm
worse.
not watching Hot Topic Joker. I'm
Um,
I'm done with that.
honestly though, the good news is, if you're a Martian Manhunter fan, you get the first live action movie version of him. He's
Oh,
in it.
that's good.
So yeah, like I have my thoughts on it. Maybe we could turn it into an Exalted Speed video.
Yeah, we could do that eventually. I mean,
So
but yeah, I think the whole thing's gonna die down soon, anyways. I mean,
yeah,
the one thing that's overshadowed this recently is well, uh, Zack Snyder going on a stream on a charity stream, and the first thing he does is disavow someone who is actually working, who is actually pushing for the Snyder cut to happen, who is also supporting the stream.
Yeah. Either way, it is what it is. So,
But yeah, well, for those of you pushing the Snyder Cut, I mean, hope you enjoyed the movie. All it cost you was your dignity as soon as he went onto that stream.
look, honestly, the Snyder Cut stuff is just, whatever. I'm not a big fan, and honestly, I just wish Warner Brothers would just stop fucking up these movies.
Yeah,
Look, Warner, just make an animated movie series of these characters.
yeah, I don't know why they keep trying to make uh, live action films when clearly it's like most of the time they've been better when they're animated.
Yeah, honestly, like, just make nice movies with the animation teams you got. But whatever,
And
who
animation doesn't
knows?
mean it has to be like full on kids films. I mean, there have been like adult animation films, not adult, just like mature animation films before that have not been anime.
Uh huh. Yeah. Uh,
I mean,
yeah.
freaking
So
Wizard or a lot of Ralph Bakshi stuff. I would kill to go back to those days of like good old Ralph Bakshi material.
yeah. So at the very least, uh, but yeah, at the very least, that is what it is. So, but yeah, like so far. But with that said, we'll sign off. And if you guys want a more full idea of the Snyder Cut, we'll work on it. I'll give like a will.
Yeah,
I can do like a 20 to 30 minute video on it.
I mean, you just go to Exalted Speed's Twitter. I'll probably like add that into the comment section below, and
Yeah.
if or you could just let me know in the comment section below this video if you want us if you want us to talk a little more on or want Exalted to explain a little more on the Snyder Cut because I haven't really watched it. I don't have 4 hours to spend on that. He he does, but yeah, but that'll be it for today.